And test at the end on everything we talked about.
Oh, if you don't Thank you, Annette. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for spending time with us on your Sunday. I know that we all have families, we all have beds. We would love to be a part of it right now. I really do appreciate it. I really feel strongly about this topic. We're going to be talking about small groups this afternoon. I do want you guys to talk amongst each of your small groups. So I'm going to give you guys some scenarios. 3 scenarios per group, okay? And I want you to approach these scenarios as if you were 14, 15, 16, if you were one of the girls attending the Real Girl training, or the Real Girl event, okay? So here's your, and then what we're going to do, well, I'm going to pass these out. I want you guys to talk about them amongst yourselves, and I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to do that. And if you need more time, I might give you more. And then we're going to kind of talk about them throughout the presentation, okay? So here's your 3, and here's your 3. So if you guys want to kind of get together, remember, you guys are coming at this from the perspective of the teenagers, not who you are right now.
And I'm on the call.
Laura, can you read that for me, please?
The small groups foster close relationships and integral community. The small group atmosphere is ready-made for building friendships. Students talk more in small groups. They are equipped to recognize needs and help to meet them. The relationships formed within small groups form a strong fabric within the church life.
All right, thank you. All right. The first topic that we're going to kind of talk about is safe space. My post-it is on here. That's okay.
We'll get that.
Yeah. All right. So creating a safe space for these girls is really important. And so confidentiality is extremely important. Sorry, we're just trying to get on the same line. Confidentiality is very important, with the exception of mandated reporting, which is what Samantha and Isai kind of talked to us about already. So if they're struggling with something that doesn't necessarily, relate to them being abused or neglected, and they just need somebody to talk to. You know, it's important that they know that they can come to you, they can talk to you, they can open up to you, and that you're not going to, you know, talk about all of this other, about all of their personal things with everybody else, right? Okay. Avoid crosstalk. Students will shut down. Does anybody know what crosstalk is?
When you're giving your own, is it when you're giving your own input or advice?
And then somebody else talks over you,
Yeah.
interrupts. It's rude. It's, you know, students finally get brave enough to open up, and then somebody else is talking over them.
So, yeah, I mean, that could be easy if you pose a question, and then one of the girls stands up and gives an answer, and another girl from the group shoots them down.
Yeah.
And so you want to avoid that, because then they're dominating the group, but then they're also, you know, then the other girls are not going to want to talk, because you just let that happen. So you want to redirect and avoid that.
Okay. Next one, be ready to hear anything and know when to get someone else involved. And then talking about the guidelines for reporting abuse and neglect. Ladies, the great thing is we don't have to know how to handle every situation. Okay, we've got professionals here that can help us when we don't know. There's no reason that we need to try to come up with an answer for, you know, for every problem that these girls are going through. You know, it's okay to not know. It's okay. Sometimes they just need to have somebody listen to them, right? Be aware of making statements that would lead a student to believe they are too far gone. God's grace can restore. There's a story that I'm sure most of you guys know Josh Cummings, and he shared with me a story one time where he was sitting in a service where, you know, it was like a retreat for young people, and this pastor took this rose and he passed this. He was like, "Look at how beautiful this rose is." It was a white rose, really beautiful rose. He was like, "I want everybody to touch the rose. I'm going to pass the rose around. I want everybody to look at it and touch it and, you know, smell it, like just, and then pass it back up when you guys are done." So at the end, the rose was wilted. It was like brown. The petals had fallen off. And he made a statement that, you know, when you engage in sexual activity, this is you. This is the withered rose, you know, and you can't. This rose cannot ever become the perfect rose that it was again. Okay, scaring these. He's using this like scare tactic, right, to like make sure kids maintain their virginity until they're married. What ends up happening is that a lot of times things happen to these girls that they're not welcoming. You know, they can be abused. They can make mistakes. You know, they can be raped. So when you make a statement like that, it's just very definitive, and it can really make a girl feel like they're too far gone. There's no way that God would ever want me. I've had sex, I've sexted, I've done this, and I've done that, or...
Pre-Jesus that they've done. I mean, so think of it, you want to avoid from alienating somebody who's made mistakes. Because, I mean, that's a good example if you're bringing across the point that God can restore you, and God can renew you, God can make you so you are a new creature, now you're a child of God. So all that brought into that aspect is different than trying to scare somebody into like, oh my gosh, you're a lost cause.
Students should know that if they need you, or they need to talk to someone, you're available. So make yourself available. I know everybody has a lot of different hats that they wear during Real Girls. Let's not get caught up in the show, in the details. What's important is that these girls know that they have somebody that they can talk to. if you are not talking, if a girl needs to talk to you and you're like, sorry, I have to go make coffee, like, let's get our priorities straight. Why are we here? We're not going to make coffee. Yeah. Although coffee is extremely important.
What time of the day is it?
Yeah. Right. But the girls are the priority, right?
Right.
Angela's like, no, I'm kidding. All right. So just make yourself available. Who had the cards? You overhear your small group leader talking to others about what you shared.
Oh, we have that.
It was super personal, and she looked shocked. Her look and response made you feel judged. You guys had that. What did y'all talk about in your group?
Well, we also agreed that the confidentiality is very important. But as I did mention that Samantha was saying, you know, if you're working with girls that you don't know, and it's at the table. No, it's in the table. Yeah, on the extender. If you're working with girls that you don't know very well, so if I was a small group leader and I have one of the girls from NHU, I might seek out Josette or you to fill me in a little bit on, you know, their kind of general personality or whatever.
Right.
So, just to be careful on what you talk about. You know, don't fully
Don't do it during lunch.
Don't do it during lunch.
You know,
kind of do it really
yeah,
privately so that you can fill in what you need without revealing as much, you know, only minimally.
Yeah.
And also from a 14-year-old perspective, when we're discussing, like, they're going to see it as awesome.
Yeah.
Like, over there, they're doing it. Like, you're setting a standard there.
Yeah.
You know, and you're so.
Did you guys get into that her look and response made you feel judged at all?
I think that was part of the idea of that standard, or what the girls see as real behavior of people who know Christians. And so why they might say this is somebody that is a leader or, you know, an adult. So we say no gossip in church, but Jessica said in reality, you know, we talk about this stuff.
Right. All right, who had my small group leader talk the entire time, never acknowledged me. This was my first real girl event, and I felt invisible.
We did.
You guys did? Y'all want to talk about a little bit what you discussed?